Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. And now, Viking pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the 2023-2024 basketball season. Tonight, we're in the NLWN-TV studios, and I'm Rick Olson getting ready to tip off the season tonight as the Colfax Viking Girls will take on the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Regis Ramblers and the Colfax Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Serrar's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll send it out to Colfax High School, where we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school girls basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
There are a lot of words I would use to describe my daughter. Kind, strong, hilarious. When I think about how much she's experienced in her life, we can't help but be inspired by her every day. So really, we are the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. We're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's season-opening girls basketball game between the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers and the Colfax Vikings. The Vikings are coming off a WIAA state tournament qualifying season where they compiled a 21-7 overall record, finally dropping a state tournament semifinal game to Laconia. The Vikings will return a nearly intact roster after losing only 2 players to graduation. However, these 2 leave big shoes to fill, as Ainsley Olsen and Molly Hydorn combined for 12 points per game and 6.5 rebounds. Now this year, the Vikings will once again be led by senior McKenna Shipman, who last season led the team averaging nearly 17 points per game and led in rebounds with an average of 6.5 per game. Other leading scorers returning from last season include senior Jeanette Hajdukovic, junior Kason Goodell, and senior Jada Anderson. Those 3 combined for 16.5 points per game. Also look for sophomore Jordan Bovey and junior Autumn Nigaman and sophomore Sierra Shipman to contribute. In addition to McKenna Shipman's rebounding, look for the strength of Hajdukovic and Nigaman to help control the boards. Also, Goodell and Anderson pick up a fair share of rebounds, averaging nearly 7 combined last season. The Vikings are taking on a familiar foe in the Regis Ramblers. Last season, the Ramblers finished with a 12-13 record before bowing out in the WIAA Regionals to the Durand, Arkansas Panthers. Now, like the Vikings, the Ramblers are returning an experienced team with only needing to replace 1 senior from last season's team. Now this year, the Ramblers look to be led by 6'1" senior Ashley Chilson, who last season averaged nearly 17 points per game as well as 11 rebounds per game. Also look for 5'8" junior Carly Borst to contribute, as last season she averaged 9 points per game and 7 rebounds per game. Other contributors would include Cara Olson, Annabelle Schroeder, and Emma Klink. Last season, those 3 combined for over 20 points and over 12 rebounds per game. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Courtney Serrar on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at
at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Today we're tipping off the season with Viking Girls head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, in just a few minutes, you're going to be tipping off the season with a game against the Regis Ramblers. But taking a look back at last year, that was pretty exciting, the way the girls made that run to the WIAA state tournament over in Green Bay. If you could give us a couple quick comments about last season's performance.
It was great to make it to state. A fun experience for all the players and coaches. But now that the new season is here, we're not, thinking about that, and that's in the past. It's already happened. So we have our eyes set on our goals for this season.
So this year, the Vikings only lost 2, although they were pretty valuable players to graduation from last year's team. But this year's class returns a fair amount of experience, both starting and coming off the bench. In addition, they still have your leading scorer from last year, McKenna Shipman. What can you tell us about both McKenna and the rest of the players on this year's Vikings?
Yeah, that's, I think, one of our strengths for the year is that we have a lot of kids who saw, quite a bit of varsity experience last year, led by a great group of senior girls. The 5 of them have shown, right away this season that they're hungry to get better and have done a great job leading the 5 not seniors, I guess. So a mixture of underclassmen and upperclassmen. So I'm excited to see them on the court together.
Now tonight, as we mentioned, the Vikings are taking on the Regis Ramblers in what has basically become a non-conference rivalry game. What can you tell us about the Ramblers and any challenges they present?
Yeah, similar to us, they have everybody back from their squad last year, so lots of athletic players, and like you said, it's always a game that's circled on the calendar. So we're excited to get started opening the season and hoping that we can come out ready to play.
After this long off season that you had, did any players come back with a new skill set or a drive that turned out to be a real pleasant surprise?
I think they all had great off seasons. This summer it was fun to see them, figure out what their new roles are, because anytime you lose a player to graduation, you're always, filling those minutes and looking for different roles. So I thought, we had a great off season, and I'm excited to see, we have a lot of kids who can play, so they'll be fighting for every minute that they get. So.
Well, Coach Serrar, good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully the Vikings can tip off a successful beginning to the 2023-2024 season.
Yeah, thank you.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
We all know what it's like to feel alone. But it just takes one new connection. Want to get out of here? To empower many.
This is unbelievable.
It doesn't take a superhero to bring forces together. We all have the power to reach out.
Let's go!
And help someone feel like they belong.
Pretty cool, huh?
We are stronger together.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. The Vikings are looking to tip off their 2023-2024 season in style as they hope to work their way toward another run at the Resch Center in Green Bay and the WIAA state tournament in March. Now tonight the Vikings take on the Regis Ramblers, who play out of the Clover Belt West Conference. Last season the Vikings visited the Ramblers on December 19th and the Vikings emerged victorious 57-45. So the stage is set for some exciting girls high school basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now, in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew over at Colfax High School, and we'll bring you all the action of tonight's opening girls game between the Colfax Vikings and the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Colfax Viking Girls Basketball is on the air.
To the right side, they feed it down underneath to Hajdukovic, who lays it up and in. Jeanette Hajdukovic with two.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN-TV, is excited to bring you Colfax High School Girls Basketball.
No good on the shot. Rebound taken away by Shipman and puts the shot up and in.
Join us as we follow the Vikings while they battle their way through the Dun St. Croix Conference.
To Nigaman, she launches a three. She hit the three!
And now out to the gym for today's Colfax Viking basketball.
And good evening, and welcome to Colfax High School, where we're getting ready to kick off the 2023-2024 basketball season. Rick Olson here along with Dan Petchow, Chris Olson on the camera, and oh boy, Dan, we've been waiting for basketball to get started.
Yeah, both boys and girls tonight, or this year, so yeah, I'm ready to go.
Well, tonight we've got the Colfax Vikings taking on the Regis Ramblers in the season opener for both teams, of course. And we've just concluded a little bit long-running JV game that Regis came out on top of by a score of 28-24. Vikings were down by a lot and battled their way back, took a lead with about 3 minutes to go, and then Regis recaptured the lead and came away with the win. And the Viking varsity is going to try to reverse that role a little bit. Taking a look at last season, because both of these teams have nearly their entire roster from last year back. And so, taking a look at the Regis Ramblers, they outscored their opponents by a score of 1389 to 1257. And I'm looking here, they out-rebounded their opponents almost 3-1. And Dan, it sounds like we're in a cave or something the way our microphones are sounding, but you know what? We'll live with it.
Yeah, I think this should be a pretty good matchup tonight. You know, Regis looked really good last year, and Colfax has got a few different positions that are being filled this year, but they usually just find some new players that can fill in, and we got some good seniors for Colfax this year that are going to lead this team, like McKenna and Jeanette.
Yeah, only losing 2 seniors off the Viking roster is pretty big, and we talked with Coach Serrar about that in the pregame show, that she thinks that's one of the strengths of the team. The thing is, that's the same situation Regis is in. They only lost 1 senior. So this could be an interesting...
Yeah, and I think all the players for Colfax did get some playing time in varsity last year, so they do have experience.
Now, the Ramblers are led by Ashley Chilson, who has almost 19 points per game. But she's the only one that averaged in double digits for the Ramblers who's returning. But Carly Borst and Cara Olson were also pretty good scorers for them, as well as Annabelle Schrader and Emma Klink. They have pretty solid scoring. We look at the Vikings from last year, and they're kind of the same boat. Kenna Shipman averaged 17 points a game, and then she's the only one in double digits, but Jeanette Hajdukovic, Kaysen Goodell both also contributed pretty strongly, with Jada Anderson picking up the slack. And then they have a few players that came off the bench last year and contributed in a timely fashion. We'll see how they step up and play with more regular time this year.
Yeah, you know, Chilson's going to live down below, but Colfax has the 2 Hajdukovic girls plus Jada Anderson to kind of cover her, so they're going to have... Regis is going to have to figure out how to get the ball into her.
Well, we're going to take a quick timeout as we're still getting ready for basketball action and tipping off the season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Banking on relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry. Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the finance. For more information, visit dairystatebank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV is excited to once again be your host for Colfax High School Girls Basketball throughout the 2023 through 2024 season. Our next game will be on Thursday, November 16th, when the Vikings will travel to Baldwin-Woodville High School to take on the Baldwin-Woodville Blackhawks. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Vikings pregame at 6:40 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Thursday, November 16th.
Back here at Colfax High School, getting ready for game number 1. And Dan, why don't you tell us who's going to be playing in tonight's game?
The Regis Ramblers. They're going to go with senior 5'8" forward, number 1, Emma Klink. 5'5" senior, number 10, Ava Hyman. 5'8" junior, number 11, Carly Borst. 5'8" senior, number 13, Annabelle Schrader?
I believe it.
And a 6'1" senior, number 33, Ashley Chilson. For the Colfax Vikings, they're going to be led with 5'5" senior, number 12, JC Bovey. 5'5" senior, number 20, Meadow Keltner. 5'7" senior, number 32, Jada Anderson. 6 foot senior, number 40, Jeanette Hajdukovic. And 5'7" senior, number 42, McKenna Shipman.
Okay, and I think what we're going to do is just turn it over to the band for a moment or two while we get ready for tonight's game. music from the Colfax High School Band here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Hey, want to remind you to don't forget to start making your plans to tune in to either the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service or NLWN-TV for our Thanksgiving Gathering 2023, as we bring you the finest in Thanksgiving-themed old-time radio programs. That's Thanksgiving night beginning at 7 p.m. on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Colfax High School Pep Band.
National anthem, and we're going to send it right back. Basketball matchup between the Regis Ramblers.
Number 1 is senior Emma Clayton. Number 10 is senior Ava Ivan. Number 11 is junior Carly Horse. Number 13 is senior Annabelle Schroeder. Number 33 is senior Ashley Chilson. Our Vikings are led by head coach Teddy Jones. And now the starting lineup for your Colfax Vikings.
So the starting lineups courtesy of Mike Hodell. And we're going to have the teams out on the field. And I apologize for the echo that I'm hearing. And okay, so Dan said it's fine for you guys, and it's just our equipment, so we'll take that. And the ball gets tipped up, tip control by the Ramblers, and it's Hyman with it. She takes it over to the right side, high, wide, and right. Trying to set up traffic, top of the key, moves it over to Schroeder on the left. Cross court back over to the right side. This is Chilson, back over. This is Borst. And out to Klink. Now all five have touched the ball. Over to Hyman. Hyman down underneath to Chilson, trying to drive the baseline. She's trapped underneath and she's walked with the ball. Tough defense under the basket by the Vikings.
Yeah, that'll be a key part of this first half is just ball control.
So the Vikings bring it down the floor. This is Bovey with it, gets it over to Keltner, takes it across the timeline, tries to feed it over, gets it to Bovey. To Anderson on the right side. Anderson out high. Bovey with it between the circles. Over to Hajdukovic on the left to Anderson, wide left. She gets it back over to Bovey to Hajdukovic. To the lane to Shipman. Tries to get it back to Hajdukovic, who fights for the ball, gets it, and back out to Keltner. Bovey at the top of the key. Gets it over to the left side to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic off to Keltner. She gets challenged. Takes it around. Gets it to Shipman between the circles. Down to the left side to Hajdukovic to Shipman. Jump ball up. No good. Rebound taken down and is tied up. Anderson and Borst tying up the rebound. And Vikings have the possession arrow. So they'll take it. Keltner looking to inbound it. Gets it into Hajdukovic. Takes a look for a shot. Doesn't take it. Gets it out to Bovey on the right side. Bovey over to Shipman. Underneath to Keltner. Keltner tries to feed it over to Anderson. Gets the ball back. Then Shipman tries to drive. Puts it up. No, it won't go. Rebound taken down by the Ramblers. Down the floor comes Hyman. She feeds it underneath. And a layup. And we're going to get a foul called on Hajdukovic. Chilson tried the reverse layup and it wouldn't go. But Hajdukovic with the foul, first personal, first team foul. Chilson with the shot. It's no good. We're still scoreless. Chilson's second shot on the way. That one's good. So Regis draws first blood, 1-0. 16:05 remaining. Bovey with the ball in the backcourt. Under full court pressure to Keltner. Keltner over, just gets it across the timeline, tapped away out of bounds. It's going to be Viking ball.
Yeah, Colfax has to come over and help Keltner out. She got caught in that corner by herself.
Inbound pass gets away from Bovey, chased down by Bovey with a lot of pressure from Regis. She tries to get the ball away, and we got a whistle and a foul. And I think the foul is going to be on Ava Hyman, and it is. That's her first foul on Regis. So the Vikings will inbound at the baseline. Bovey with it in the backcourt. Still on the dribble, gets it to Keltner across the timeline. Takes it between the circles over to the left side. Now back over to the right side to Bovey. She was losing control, stepped out of bounds, and the ball goes over to the Ramblers. Full substitution by the Vikings. Nigaman comes in, Kaysen Goodell, Jordan Bovey, Bryn Sikora, and I'm looking who the fifth one is. I lost track of them as they were wandering around out there. Anyway, Regis has the ball into the lane. Chilson tries, but gets the ball knocked away, but the Regis Ramblers get it back. Schrader with it, and she double dribbled. Lot of pressure that time by Sierra Shipman. Autumn Nigaman was the fifth one, if I hadn't said her. Across the timeline comes Jordan Bovey. Over to Sikora. Back out high. Three-pointer goes in by Kaysen Goodell. And the Vikings take a 3-1 lead with 14:53 to go in half number one. Coming down the floor is Hyman. She lays it up. It's no good. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. It's going to be Viking ball.
Yeah, that's one thing about Colfax. They can use all the players on the team, and this season I would guess they'll all score at some point.
Goodell with it. Feeds it to Sikora. Gets it over to Shipman, takes it into the lane. It's no good. Ball gets battled for and out of bounds. It's going to be Viking ball. Last touch by Regis. And we have a substitute for Regis.
Yeah, Regis' defense is being pretty tight in the paint right now, so Colfax will have to be patient on offense.
Kara Olsen in for Carly Borst. Ball comes in, jump shot up, no good. Attempt by Sikora. And the Ramblers bring it back down the floor. Emma Klink on the dribble between the circles. Feeds it over to the right side, now back down toward the lane and tipped out. Shot is no good. Regis gets the rebound. That shot was by Webster. Shot goes up and in. That shot was by Chilson. So we're tied at 3. Vikings with the ball across the timeline. Jordan Bovey, and the ball gets knocked away. Here comes Chilson. She feeds it down low. Ball goes up and in. Carly Boris? No, check that. That's Roanne Webster with the shot. Goodell with it. Over to Sikora. Into the lane. And the shot by Shipman is no good. And here comes Regis back down the floor. Hyman with it on the right side. Gets it out high. That's Kara Olsen with it. She pulls it out higher on the right side. Feeds it over to the left side to Chilson. Chilson drives the left side of the lane, puts it up, no good. Ball gets tapped around, and coming away with it is Kaysen Goodell. She's got a solo flight and got hammered as she went up. Kaysen Goodell to go to the line for 2.
Falls at number 23, Kara Olsen.
Regis on top, 5-3. Here's the shot, and it's no good. Some substitutes coming in for Regis. Malia Cassing is one of those.
Yeah, Regis interior is pretty tall, so Colfax will have to work around the perimeter for a while.
Shot is up, and we have a whistle, and a lane violation is being called. I think it's being called against Jordan Bovey. Stepped into the circle before it was time to do so. Rowan Webster Feeds it down the floor. This is Annabelle Schrader with it on the left side. Gets it back out high to Webster. Now over to Cassing. Back out high. This is Kara Olson. Over to Hawker. Hawker gets it out to Schrader. Now they feed it down into the lane for Cassing, but the ball gets tipped away. Goodell with it across the timeline. Feeds it down into the corner. 3-point jump shot is no good. That was by Bryn Sikora. And down the floor come the Ramblers, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul. It's on Jordan Bovey. First personal, second team foul on the Vikings. 12:21 to go. Ramblers to inbound. Webster looking, and a 5-second violation. Webster couldn't find anybody open.
Yeah, you know, I noticed right now both teams got their hands on their hips. First game where they're all a little fatigued, so they're going to have to pay attention to that.
Goodell with it in the backcourt. Gets it across the timeline. Feeds it over to Nigaman. Three-pointer on the way. Comes up short. Rebound taken down by Bovey. To Goodell on the right side. To Sikora. Shot is up, no good. Nigaman with the rebound. Turns around, takes it in the lane, puts it up, gets fouled on the way up. Ball doesn't go through, but she drew the harm. Foul's going to be on Kara Olson. It's her first, second team foul on Regis. So Autumn Nigaman to the line for 2.
Yeah, I thought it was Kara, but they're calling it number 30.
Oh. Abby Hawker. Free throw is no good. Wholesale changes for the Vikings. Kind of the hockey line change idea there. And Autumn Nigaman did not get substituted for because she's shooting, but and the basket's good, and in comes McKenna Shipman to replace Autumn Nigaman. 5-4, Regis on top. 12 minutes even. Ball comes into Hyman. Quickly across the timeline. Takes it out between the circles. Takes it over to the right side. Feeds it out to Chilson. Her shot's no good. Rebound put up and no good, but drawing the harm is Carly Borst. And the foul is on McKenna Shipman. First personal on Shipman. Third team foul on the Vikings. Free throw is up, no good. Second shot on the way, in and out, no good. Shipman with the rebound. There was an inadvertent buzzer there, but they didn't stop anything. Shipman with it, feeds it underneath to Hajdukovic, who lays it up and in. Jeanette Hajdukovic puts the Vikings back on top, 6-5. Down the floor comes Hyman. She stops at the top of the key. Feeds it over to the left side to Borst. Borst back over to the right side. That's Schrader. To Klink on the left. Pass down low, gets tipped, and now it gets knocked out of bounds, but not before a foul on J.C. Bovey. First foul on Bovey, fourth team foul on the Vikings. Klink inbounds it to Schrader. Schrader between the circles, feeds it over to the left side. That's Borst. Borst at the top of the key. To Chilson. Over on the right. Down into the corner, back out to Chilson. Chilson over to Hyman. To Klink. And then back out to Schrader on the left. Schrader feeds it to Chilson in the lane. Then she kicks it back out to the right side, back to Chilson. Back out high to Borst. Borst puts up the shot, it's no good. Rebound, and she stepped out of bounds. Rebound was taken down by Ava Hyman, but she stepped on the end line, and it'll be Viking ball.
Yeah, we're not going to get any really coverage on it, but good job by Jada Anderson in that series to help out.
Bovey with it across the timeline. She pulls up at the top of the key, still on the dribble, takes it into the lane, loses the handle on it, and away comes Regis. They're over on the right side. Schrader with it, feeds it over to Borst on the left, down into the left corner to Klink, back out to Borst, to Chilson, then to Klink, puts it up and no good, but she drew the foul. That's going to be on Bovey again. J.C. Bovey with her second, fifth team foul on the Vikings.
Yeah, she had position, but she kind of reached over top and drew the foul.
Shot goes up and good. We are tied at 6. Second shot is on the way, and it's good. Emma Klink makes both of hers, so Regis goes back on top, 7-6. Jordan Bovey on the dribble. She feeds it over to Anderson, down underneath to Keltner, to Hajdukovic, puts a shot up, no good. Rebound tipped around, and last touch by Regis before it went out of bounds.
Colfax is getting good looks. They're just not falling there right now.
Keltner gets it into Shipman, who's double teamed down on the baseline. She stepped on the baseline, and it's going to be Regis ball.
Yeah, Regis interior is just tough tonight.
So Schrader with it. She brings it across the timeline. Over to the left, or to the right side. Now back over to the left side to Chilson. Three-pointer on the way. No, they say two-pointer. She was on the line when she took the shot. 9-6. 3-point lead for the Ramblers. Keltner with the shot. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound. We have a whistle underneath. And that foul is going to be on Rowan Webster. That's her first personal. Fourth team foul on the Ramblers. Feeding it in, and the layup is no good by Anderson, but she got fouled on the way up. And same person, Rowan Webster, with the foul. Second on her now. 15 foul on the Ramblers. Anderson at the line for two. First shot is up. It's good. And her second shot. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by the Ramblers. 2-point lead for the Ramblers. Chilson drives the lane, puts it up. It's no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Vikings. Cara Olsen to inbound for Regis. She gets it in, they lay it up. It's no good. Rebound battled, and they get it back out to Chilson. They feed it out high, wide, and left. That's Hyman with it between the circles. Over to Chilson. Out in three-point land on the left side. Drives down to the baseline. Puts it up. No good. Rebound chased down by Schrader. She gets it out to Hyman. Hyman gets it over to the right side. Now they're back out at the top of the key and to the left side to Hyman. Hyman feeds it into the lane to Schrader, back out high. This is Olsen with it. She's double teamed, but feeds it out to Chilson. Chilson feeds it over to the right side. Now out to Schrader. Schrader between the circles. Over to the left side, three-point shot on the way. It's no good. Rebound taken down, and we're going to get a travel call. Rebound was taken down by Carly Borst, but before she could put the ball to the floor, she took an extra step, and it'll be Viking ball.
Gary just trying to get it into Chilson, and good job by Hajdukovic to keep her out, and they just couldn't get anything put together.
Autumn Nigaman to inbound the ball for the Vikings. Regis with full court pressure. Goodell with it. Dribbles it across the timeline on the right side. Spins. Feeds it out to Sikora. Drives down the lane. Puts it up. No good. Rebound taken down. And last touch by the Vikings.
Yeah, again, Colfax tries to go inside, and Regis turns him away.
Ramblers inbound it to Hyman, who quickly comes down the right side, puts it up, no good. Rebound being battled for. Regis has it. Turnaround jumpers up, no good. And we're going to get a whistle. It was Borst with the turnaround jumper.
Who's that?
And a whistle on the rebound.
34.
Fouls on Sikora, her first, sixth team foul. Regis has the ball, driving into the lane, putting it up, and it goes in. Basket by Hyman. Hyman steals the inbound pass, and she takes it into the lane, feeds it underneath to Klink, and Klink gets called for the travel. 11-7. 4-point game. 7:20 remaining in half number one. Nigaman inbounds the ball to Jordan Bovey. Bovey feeds it over to Sikora. Sikora on the right baseline. Trying to go up. She's double teamed under there, and we have a whistle and a jump ball call. Possession arrow in favor of the Ramblers.
Yeah, I think Colfax would work the perimeter to get a couple shots on the outside. That'd draw the defense out and maybe open up something in the middle.
Ball gets inbound, and the Vikings take it away. Putting the shot up is no good. Rebound tipped away, chased out of bounds, and off of the back of Nigaman as it went out of bounds. So Regis ball, they're up by 4. Ball comes in and tipped away, but chased back down by Chilson. She comes across the timeline on the right side. Takes it out to the top of the key. Feeds it over to Cassing. Back out high to Borst. Borst over to the right side, and now to Chilson on the right side of the lane, over to Cassing on the left side. Shot is up, no good, and the rebound comes down to the Vikings. Sierra Shipman with it. Wraparound pass to Bryn Sikora. Shot's no good, and down with it come the Ramblers. Borst with it on the dribble. Vikings having a tough time making shots. Schrader with it. She gets it out on the right side. That's Cara Olsen, and we've got a basket made. And the foul being drawn. Basket's good by Carly Borst.
Yeah, Colfax has to slow it down on offense so they can get back and play defense. It's kind of ragged right now, and feet weren't moving, and they drew the foul.
Sierra Shipman with the foul. That's the first personal on her. 7th team foul, so Regis is in the bonus from here on out. Shot is up and it's good by Carly Borst.
She's got 3 points.
Regis all of a sudden up by 7. Bovey with it, feeds it over to Goodell. Goodell takes it over to the right side, drives into the lane, lays it up, and it goes in. Kaysen Goodell with the 2.
She has 5 points.
So the Ramblers have it on the right side, turnaround jumper, and they're going to get a foul called.
Guess it's on Jada.
So Jada Anderson with the foul. Borst at the line. Shot is up, no good. Borst's second shot is up. That one's good. 15-9. Goodell with it across the timeline for the Vikings, and we're going to get a carry of the ball being called against Goodell. She turned the ball over, and Regis has it. 5:26 remaining in the first half. They get it into Schrader, who brings it across the timeline. Stops out near the center circle. Over to the left side to Chilson. Chilson feeds it down underneath the clink. Back out to Chilson. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound. Chased down by the Ramblers. Chilson with it between the circles. Gets it over to Clink on the left side. Back out to the top of the key. That's Borst. Then over to Hyman on the left. And Goodell tried to make the steal. Couldn't quite come away with it. Schrader with it. Feeds it to Chilson, the side of the lane. And now get back to Chilson. The ball gets too hot to handle. And down the floor comes Goodell. Drives the lane, puts it up, draws the foul. And she's going to go to the line. And actually, she's fortunate on that one because that was a pretty much unbalanced shot. So Kaysen Goodell to shoot 2. The foul was on Carly Borst. It's her first personal, 6th team foul. First shot's up, no good. Second shot's on the way. That one rattles in. And we have a whistle and a timeout being called. You're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Austin and Nikki Pritchard are just what the doctor ordered. In fact, they are the doctors and they're ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow. Chris Olson on the camera. Vikings trailing 15-10 with 4:36 to go in the first half. Season opener for both teams. Chilson with it, gets it inbounds. Coming across the timeline is Hyman. Takes it down the right side. Now takes it back out high between the circles. Back over to the right side. Still on the dribble. Feeds it down underneath to Chilson. Can't find the handle. It goes out of bounds. And it'll be Viking ball. Shipman to inbound. Gets it to Goodell. That's McKenna Shipman. Goodell takes it across the timeline. Goodell on the dribble. She's over on the left side. Hands it over to Bovey. Then to Hajdukovic, who puts it up and in. Jeanette Hajdukovic from the 6-foot jumper.
Yeah, that's the Colfax that I known from last year. Good play there.
And a three-pointer on the way for the Ramblers is no good. Rebound chased down by Bovey to Hajdukovic. Waits for traffic, puts it up and in. Jeanette Hajdukovic was very wise that time, waited for traffic to fly by her, and then she laid it up and in. Klink with it. Ball gets knocked away, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul. I think it's going to be on Klink.
Yeah, that was probably a good foul. Colfax had a little breakaway there, and she drew the foul.
So that's going to send Jordan Bovey to the line for the 1-and-1. Because that's the first foul on Klink, 7th team foul on the Regis Ramblers. First shot's on the way, it's good. We're tied at 15. Boy, how many times last year did we say, Dan, it was a game of streaks?
Yeah. Yeah, basketball is a game of streaks.
Jordan Bovey with the second shot. That one rolls around and off. Regis comes away with the rebound. Down the floor they come. Hyman with it between the circles. Feeds it over to the right side. That's to Schrader. Back out high to Hyman. Over to Chilson. Drives to the baseline. Puts it up. No good. And we have a foul on Hajdukovic.
Yeah, Jeanette got beat there, and she had to come behind and try to reach over top.
That's the second foul on Jeanette Hajdukovic. 9th team foul on the Vikings. 3:07 remaining. Schrader at the line. First shot's up and good. Sikora and Nigaman are into the lineup for the Vikings for Hajdukovic and Anderson. Chilson with her second shot. It's on the way. It's good. 17-15. Regis on top. Vikings with the ball across the timeline. Goodell has it, top of the key. Hands it off to Shipman, but the ball got knocked loose. And Regis has it. Ball gets tipped. But coming up with it is Olsen. Feeds it down underneath. Shot is up no good by Borst. And coming away with it is Goodell. She takes it across the timeline. Pulls up outside the three-point arc on the left side. Takes it down, steps inside the arc, puts the shot up no good. Chilson with the rebound. Chilson drives the lane, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul being called on the Vikings. No, he called the charge. He didn't signal the charge right away, but that's what he called. Chilson with the foul. That's her first personal 8th team foul. Long pass comes up short. It got tipped, and the Ramblers get it, but the ball gets knocked out of bounds by Goodell, so it will be Regis ball. Chilson takes a break. Pass comes in to Kara Olsen. Olsen feeds it over to the right side. That's Ava Hyman. Feeds it down underneath. Now they get it back out. Three-point shot on the way, no good. Rebound taken down by the Ramblers. They kind of fight over it themselves. And now coming away with it is Nigaman. And she didn't want to give it up and got fouled in the process. And the foul is going to be on Carly Borst. That's the second foul on Borst. 9th foul on the Ramblers. So Nigaman at the line.
Yeah, last year Colfax had Ainsley Olsen as their scrapper. This year they have number 22, Autumn Nigaman.
Her first free throw is up and good. 17-16, Regis up by 1. Autumn looking to tie it. And the shot's off the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by the Ramblers. They feed it down the floor to Schrader, and now they get it back out high to Hyman. Drives and puts it up. We have a whistle and a foul. I think this one's going to be on Nigaman. Yeah, Autumn Nigaman with the foul. Her first. First free throw is up and good by Hyman. She's in the double bonus. Second shot on the way. It's also good. Regis doesn't miss many of those free throws.
Yeah, they're not missing their free throws, and they're getting the transition battles right now at 1.
Goodell with it. Between the circles. Coming up on a minute and a half to go in the first half. Bovey with it. That's Jordan Bovey. And they've got a close guarding call on Bovey.
Yeah, Colfax has to come over and help her out in those situations. Good defense by Regis.
So Hyman with it. Across the timeline, feeds it over to the left side. This is Chilson, drives the right side. Gets it out to the right corner. Coming in, feeds it across. And now to Hyman, driving down the lane. Can't get her shot off. And Goodell with it on the left side. Getting it over to Bovey, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound, tipped around, and we're going to get a travel call on the Ramblers. Annabelle Schrader took a step too many. Regis is up by 3. 19-16, under a minute to go in the first half. Pass comes in to Sikora, drives to the lane, stops, feeds it out to Bovey. Now over to Goodell. Goodell takes a look, feeds it out to Nigaman, and she put in the 3. Autumn Nigaman with the three-pointer ties the game at 19. 40 seconds remaining in half number 1. The Ramblers with it on the left side. This is Chilson. Takes it into the lane. And the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Viking ball. Just over 30 seconds to go. Nigaman to inbound. Feeds it into Goodell. Goodell across the timeline. Gets it out to Shipman. Over to Nigaman. To Bovey. To Goodell. To Sikora. Back out to Bovey. Tries to feed it to Nigaman, and the ball gets chased down. 3 seconds going, and we have a whistle, and the ball gets tipped out of bounds. It's going to be Viking ball with 2.4 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Colfax is small too, so it's probably going to have to be an outside shot.
They've got to be aware of how much time 2.4 is.
Got to get it in the hands of maybe McKenna. Oh, we don't have time.
Three-pointer launched. No! Comes up just a little bit short. And that brings us to halftime. All tied up at 19. Coming up, we'll have Viking halftime and a Viking profile on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 are excited to once again be your host for exciting Colfax High School boys basketball throughout the 2023 through 2024 basketball season.
This is what we came in for.
Our next game will be on Tuesday, November 21st, when the Vikings will host the Somerset Spartans as part 1 of a boys then girls doubleheader. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Viking pregame at 5:15 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2 on Tuesday, November 21st.
Hello there, my name is Vincent, and if you hadn't guessed, I'm a turkey. I'm what you might call a survivor. My friend's here and I made it through another Thanksgiving without becoming someone's main course.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to get to know Jeanette Hajdukovic, a senior at Colfax High School. And Jeanette, we know you play basketball, but what are some other things you're involved with here at school?
I'm on the volleyball team, I'm on the track and field team, in NHS and student council.
And so when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of an experience has it been for you?
Third grade, like competitively, but like before that it was always like with my brothers. And it's been awesome. It's like allowed me to get really close to some of the girls in my grade and in other grades, and it's made me a better person and an athlete.
So what's the most important thing that you've learned playing basketball?
How important like the relationships you build through like the things you're passionate about become in your life.
Okay, so when you're not playing basketball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
Other sports. I like to bake, and that's pretty much it. I got a busy sports life.
But you like to bake and you haven't brought samples in?
No, soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, rapid fire questions for you. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Ice cream.
Which flavor?
I don't know. Cherry chocolate chip right now.
And yeah, then you're kind of like me. It's whatever you happen to be in the mood for at the time. I get that. Hot dog, burger, or brats?
Burger.
And what do you want on that burger?
All of it. The works.
Everything we can pile on there.
Yep.
Let's do it. Okay.
No tomato.
No tomato, but everything else. Okay. If you could have a superpower, what do you think that might be?
I'm going with the same answer as the last 3 years. I'm going super strength.
Super strength. Yeah. Okay, and so of course if you are super strong, you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Jeanette's superhero name?
The Incredible Bulk. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, you might as well own it, right?
I think I actually last year I switched it, but I'm getting it back.
The Incredible Bulk. All right. Jeanette, your favorite NBA or WNBA team?
I don't watch a ton of I like college teams more, but the Bucks probably.
Okay, then what's your favorite collegiate team?
Stanford and UConn women's.
Okay. Is there a basketball player somewhere through the history, whether it be pro, college, local, whatever, who's influenced the way you play your game?
Cameron Brink. She's at Stanford.
Okay. All right. We're talking with Jeanette Hajdukovic on Viking Profile. And Jeanette, what are your plans for after high school?
College for sure, not sure where though.
Okay. All right. How about a shout out to the family?
Hi guys. Hi mom, dad, siblings, everybody.
Okay, now this is at least the third one of these, maybe the fourth one of these that we've done. Do you think that maybe this year other places are going to get your name right?
We'll see. It's 50-50 shot every time.
And, I know you've got a thick skin about it because you hear it so often, but Hajdukovic is not that hard to say.
No, it's not. No.
And I did get a kick out of, at the sectional game, the people doing the live streaming, you were Hajduski through most of the game.
Yep.
But you know what? Hey,
first two letters is all that matters.
We get it right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, and that's the important one, right? Right. We want to thank Jeanette Hajdukovic for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. Basically, he had to relearn everything. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, and
Dan, real quickly, tell us how we got to this 19-19 score.
Yeah, here's the leaders right now, or scores for Regis. They're led by number 33, Ashley Chilson, with 7. We have Borst and Hyman with 4. We have Emma Klink with 2 and Webster with 2. For the Vikings, they're led by Kason Goodell and Hajdukovic with 6. We have Nickman with 5 and Bovey and Anderson with 1.
Bovey has the ball for the Vikings. She drives it down the side of the lane, puts it up. It's no good. Rebound taken down by the Ramblers. Carly Borst. They feed it down the floor. Back out to Borst at the top of the key. Over on the left side. Shot goes up, no good. That was by Hyman. And the ball gets knocked away. Vikings can't get the handle, and the Ramblers get it. Hyman with it on the right side, takes it up between the circles, drives down to the lane, puts the shot up. It's no good. Rebound taken out of there by Chilson. Feeds it out to the wing, and it's good by Klink. Three-pointer by Emma Klink makes it 22-19. Bovey with it. She gets it across the timeline. Under a lot of pressure, takes it to the lane, feeds it out to Hajdukovic. Over to Anderson. Anderson drives into the lane, puts a leaping leaner up. It's no good, but she drew the foul. So the foul is on Klink. It is her second first-team foul on the Ramblers. Jada Anderson at the line, shots up, and it's good. Got a little shooter's roll that time.
Yeah, you know, Colfax has won games in the past by the free throw line.
Second shot on the way. That one's off the back there, no good. Hajdukovic with the rebound, puts it up, and it goes in. Jeanette Hajdukovic with the lay-in. And we're tied at 22. That was kind of a backwards three-pointer for the Vikings. Ramblers have it on the left side. They get it out high. That was to Borst. Now over to Chilson. Drives the left side. Can't get it to go in. Rebound put up by the Ramblers. That's no good. Keltner with the rebound for the Vikings and gets it over to Bovey. To Anderson on the right side. Pulls up her dribble. Gets it over to Shipman. Out to Hajdukovic. Back to Shipman to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic on the right side. Tries to feed it into the lane. We're going to get a whistle and a foul. And that foul is going to be on Annabella Schrader. That's her first. Second team foul on the Ramblers. The ball gets tipped out of bounds. It'll still be Viking ball.
Yeah. Regis done a good job. She held McKenna Shipman to 0 points in the first half. McKenna's got to figure out how to get the ball in her hands and get hot.
Bovey with it on the right side. Feeds it to Anderson. Drives down the lane. Puts it up. No good. Whistle and a foul. And that's going to be a foul on Annabelle Schrader. Second personal, third team foul on the Ramblers. Anderson at the line, puts the shot up, it's good. Vikings move into the lead, 23-22. Rowan Webster into the lineup for the Ramblers. Anderson's shot is up and no good. Rebound, battled for, and coming away with it is the Ramblers. Hyman with it, down the right side. Feeds it over to the right corner to Chilson. Chilson puts up the three, no good. Hyman with the rebound. Puts it up, no good, off the back of the iron. Chilson gets it. Turnaround jumper. She doesn't get it to fall, but she does get the foul.
Yeah, and that's 3 on Jeanette Hajdukovic.
And Autumn Nigaman ready to check in. Chilson at the line, shooting 2. First shot's up, no good. So Nigaman into the lineup.
Yeah, Colfax is going to kind of have to be aware that Chilson's got a little height advantage on the Colfax players, so they'll have to match up somehow.
You got to play position. Second shot is up and good. Tied at 23. Keltner with it. Across the timeline on the left side. Feeds it to Anderson. To Bovey. Bovey puts a shot up and she got fouled. One of the things that looks like the Vikings have discovered is if they just continue to the basket, if it doesn't go in, they'll at least draw a foul.
Yeah, Regis did a good job in the first half keeping them out, but Colfax has found their way in and get to the line.
That foul, by the way, was on Klink. First shot by Bovey is no good. Wholesale substitutions for the Vikings. Bovey waiting to be substituted for by Bovey after her free throw. Second shot is up and good. So Bovey in for Bovey. That's Jordan in for JC. Schrader with the ball for the Ramblers across the timeline. Feeding it over to the right side to Chilson. Drives the baseline. Can't get it to go. Rebound taken down by the Vikings. That was Sierra Shipman with the rebound. Jordan Bovey with it at the top of the key. Puts up a three. No, it's off the front of the iron. Being battled for underneath and coming away with it is Regis. Hyman with it. Out into the corner. That's Schrader. And then out to Webster. Shot's no good, but rebound chased down by the Ramblers. Chilson tries to put it up. We're going to get a whistle and jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Ramblers.
Yeah, good job by Autumn Nickerman. She's guarding Chilson right now, and there's a little height advantage, but she kept her hands up and at least got a jump ball.
So they get the ball into Schrader. Now they swing it around to the left side, now out between the circles. This is Hyman. Over to the left side, three-pointer launched, and it's good. That was by Webster. So Bovey with it between the circles, and she dragged her pivot foot. She thought about a pass one way, changed her mind, and before she could pull the ball back in, her pivot foot dragged. Hawker to inbound for the Ramblers. Gets it into Chilson. Chilson through the center circle. Now she's got it between the circles, feeds it over to the left side. This is Hyman. Hyman from three-point land, off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by Goodell. We have a 3-on-2, feeding it over, tying the right baseline. There's nothing there. They get it back outside. Nigaman with a three. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound chased down by the Ramblers. This is Kara Olson. She feeds it over to the left side. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, I think there's a little shove off by
Goodell, I believe.
Goodell.
That's her first personal. Second team foul on the Vikings. Hyman with it between the circles. Right at the top of the key. Over to Chilson. Tries the left baseline. Now feeds it back out. And high, wide, and left. Now they get it down underneath and then out to Hyman. Hyman feeds it over to Olson, but the ball gets taken away by Jordan Bovey. Bovey feeds it over to Shipman. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound. And they're going to say when it went out of bounds, it was last touched by the Ramblers.
Yeah, Colfax has to get some quality shots on this position.
Regis on top, 26-24. Shot comes in by Shipman, no good. And coming down the floor with it are the Ramblers. This is Hyman. Hyman trying the right side, puts it up, no good. Rebound taken down by the Ramblers, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, that's that scrappiness by Autumn Nigman.
Cassing with the foul.
Last year they had the dual threat with Ainsley Olsen, but Autumn's got to do it on her own this year.
That's the first foul on Cassing. And the Vikings lose the handle on the ball, and here comes Regis back down the floor. Cara Olsen with it. She puts up a leaping leaner, no good. And we get a shove off underneath. It's going to be a foul on Shipman, I believe. Sierra Shipman. Hockey line change for the Vikings. So Regis to inbound. Webster to inbound it. She gets it into Olsen, and we have a whistle.
We got a foul away from the ball.
A little push-off, I think. An offensive foul being called on the Ramblers.
Number
Kenna
12.
Shipman to inbound.
Number 12, Malaya Cassick.
Bovey with it across the timeline, between the circles, feeds it over to the left side to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic to Shipman, takes it into the lane, goes up, puts it in! McKenna Shipman finally breaks the ice.
Yeah, her first 2 points of the night.
26 all, 12:22 to go. 3-point shot is up, no good. Rebound being battled for on the floor, and we're going to get a jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Vikings. That three-pointer was by Webster. Chilson back into the lineup, replacing Cassing. Bovey with it as she comes up across the timeline. Over to Hajdukovic on the right side. Back out to Keltner. Keltner to Shipman. Shipman out to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic tries to feed it underneath to Anderson, and we have a whistle, and it's out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touch by the Vikings.
Yeah, I think it just off the fingertips of Jada Anderson.
So Olsen to inbound it, gets it into Schrader. Back to Olsen. Feeds it over to the left side. That's Webster. Webster out to Olsen. Olsen underneath, shot goes up, no good. Little hanging and banging there with Carly Borst, and the Vikings come away with the ball. Bovey with a three, no good. Rebound taken down by Chilson. Chilson feeds it down into the left corner. Cross-court pass gets tipped, but Hyman tries to put it up, and it gets taken away by the Vikings. Bovey with it, over to Keltner. Keltner to Hajdukovic. High, wide, and left. Takes it to the elbow. Ball gets tipped away, and Hyman takes it down the floor, puts it up, and they're going to get Hajdukovic with getting her with the body.
Yeah, she should have let that one go. That gives her a fourth foul.
And actually, Schrader was quite a ways under the backboard. I think if she had let her go, I don't think she was going to make that shot anyway. But now she puts Annabelle Schrader to the line for two. First shot's on the way, no good. Second shot. That one misses everything. And the Vikings have it. Keltner with it. Gets it over to Bovey.
Regis
Bovey on the left side. Puts it up. No, it won't go. Chilson with the rebound. Feeding it down low to Schrader, and they put it up and in. Regis 28, Vikings 26. 10.5 to go. Bovey feeds it into the lane to Nigaman, and she ran into Carly Borst. And Nigaman's going to go to the line with that one.
It's Carly's third.
It's the 7th. So Nigaman at the line for the 1-on-1. First shot on the way. It's good. 28-27. Second shot, rattles around. No, it won't go. Chilson takes down the rebound. She brings it down the floor herself on the right side, all the way down to the baseline. Now feeds it back out to Hyman. Hyman at the top of the key. Takes it over to the right side, and we're going to get a whistle and a turnover. It's going to be a foul, a moving screen, I think.
Yeah, number 33.
That's a foul on Chilson.
Her second.
It's the 8th foul on the Ramblers. Bovey with it. That's Jordan Bovey. Over to Anderson. Anderson out to Shipman. Shipman drives the lane, lays it up, it won't go in. And the Ramblers come back down the floor. Hyman with it at the top of the key. Feeds it down to the right side of the lane to Chilson. Tries a turnaround jumper, it won't go, and we have a foul on the Vikings. Foul's going to be on Nigaman. Second personal on Autumn. 15th foul on the Vikings. Ashley Chilson. First shot is up, it's no good. Several substitutions for the Vikings.
She's 5 for 7 from the free throw line tonight so far.
28-27. Regis on top. Make that 29-27. 2-point game. It's been that way most of the night. Jordan Bovey on the dribble. To Sierra Shipman. Feeding it over to Goodell. Goodell on the left side of the lane. Feeds it over to Bryn Sikora, and she puts it up and in. First 2 points for Sikora on the night, and it ties the game at 29. 9:13 remaining. Taking it down the lane, we have a whistle and a blocking foul, and basket goes in.
Foul's going to be at 24, Jordan Bovey. She didn't get her feet set.
Getting up very slowly and not feeling very good right now is Ava Hyman. She's going to go to the line for the +1. And they're going to take a minute and talk about it and give her a minute to collect herself, and we'll take a timeout also. You're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Back here at Colfax High School, Regis with a 31-29 lead over the Vikings. And Ava Hyman for the +1 at the free throw line. She made the basket and drew the foul. Shot is up. It's good. 32-29, 3-point game. Vikings bring the ball down the floor. Kaysen Goodell on the dribble. She gets across the timeline. Down to the free throw line. Feeds it out to Sierra Shipman. Lays it up. Puts it in.
Her first 2 points of the night.
So Regis has it on the left side. That's Chilson. Tries the left baseline. Gets it out to Klink. Back over to Chilson, now in the right corner. Out to Olsen. High, wide, and right. On the dribble. Being closely guarded there by Bryn Sikora. Feeding it into the lane to Chilson. And we're going to get a foul on Nigaman because as Nigaman went down, she kind of trapped Chilson's leg underneath her.
That'll be her third.
And 1-and-1 is what Chilson's at the line for. What's Chilson doing at the line tonight?
She is 7 for 8.
Make that 8 for 9. And 9 for 10. 90% from the free throw line is a pretty good night. 34-31, 3-point game, Regis on top. Vikings have it, three-pointer launch, it's no good, and Regis comes away with the loose change. Hyman with it. Tries the right side, decides better against it. She's out between the circles. Feeds it over to the left side. Now back to Hyman on the left side of the lane. They kick it to the outside. Three-pointer is good.
Her first 3 points of the night.
Cara Olsen with the three-pointer. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul on the Ramblers.
I do believe that's on Klink.
That's 3 fouls on Klink.
4 fouls on Klink.
Or 4, okay. And the Vikings are in the bonus. So Jordan Bovey at the line with the 1-on-1. Six-point game. Shot is on the way, no good. Rebound, battled for. Coming away with it are the Ramblers. Hyman with it, between the circles. Directing traffic, sends it over to the left side. Now they feed it down to Chilson. Turnaround jumper's no good. She gets the rebound back and puts it up and in. 39-31. Regis opening up a bit of a lead with 9:15 to go.
Chilson has 14. 13.
Goodell with it at the top of the key. Nigaman launches one, no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. They're saying Chilson touched it last. Hajdukovic back in. Jeanette Hajdukovic with 4 fouls and just under 7 minutes to go. They try to feed it to McKenna Shipman in the lane and misconnected on the pass. Hyman with it on the right side, launches a 3, no. Rebound, out of bounds. It's going to be Regis ball. Jada Anderson into the lineup for the Vikings. Giving Bryn Sikora a break. Chilson with it. She gets it over to Borst. To Hyman. Hyman takes it out between the circles. Now back to the right side to Chilson. Three-pointer on the way. It's good. No, they say 2. She was standing on the line. It was only a 2-pointer. 10-point lead now for the Ramblers. And we're going to get a pushing foul called on Cara Olsen. That's her second personal. It's going to send Case and Goodell to the line for the double bonus. First shot's up. It's good. Second shot on the way. It rattles in. 41-33. Vikings trail by 8. Regis has the ball. They get it into Chilson. Vikings putting full court pressure on. Hyman taking it across the timeline, stopping at the top of the key. Getting it over to Webster on the right side. Webster out to Borst. Now over to the left side to Olsen. She's high, wide, and left. Taking it into the lane, and this is an offensive foul being called on Webster, and she did not like it.
Yeah,
check that the foul's on Olsen. She didn't like it. She slapped the floor like she couldn't believe it.
A good job of Jada Anderson to slide over and get set.
And then planting herself.
Yeah, sometimes when you get that low, they don't call it. But
so we have a timeout on the floor. With the score, Regis 41, Vikings 33, 5:59 to go, and you're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining?
Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Doctors Austin and Nikki Pritchard and their staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personal.
And we're back here at Colfax High School as the Vikings trail by 8, but they have the ball. Across the timeline comes Goodell. Goodell on the dribble, gets it over to Hajdukovic. High, wide, and right. Getting the ball to Shipman, and she can't find the handle. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Regis ball. Schrader to inbound, gets it to Klink, back to Schrader. Over to Hyman. Hyman through the C at the center circle. Top of the key. Feeds it over to the left side. Chilson, long range, three-pointers, no good. Jordan Bovey with the rebound quickly onto the right side. She's on the right wing. Gets it down into the right corner to Hajdukovic underneath, and she puts it up and in.
yeah, mismatch right now with Hajdukovic and who's ever guarding her right now. So
Jeanette Hajdukovic with 10 points on the night. Carly Borst gets it over to Chilson. Then out to Hyman. Hyman drives into the lane, puts it up, and it goes in. Bounced off the back of the iron and rolled down in. Goodell with it across the timeline. Top of the key. Takes a move into the lane. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. Takes the ball away down underneath. Now she feeds it to Shipman. Lays it up and it goes in.
Kenna's got 4.
6-point game. 43-37. Regis has it to Chilson. They get it out high to Hyman. Over to the left side. To Hyman at the top of the key. She tries to drive the lane. We're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Should be
and that foul is going to be on Jordan Bovey. It's her third. So Hyman at the line for the 1-1. First shot's on the way. It's good.
She's 4 for 4 from the line tonight so far.
Second shot's up. It's good. Make that 5 for 5. Vikings come down the floor. Goodell on the dribble on the right side. She's out on the right wing. Feeds it over to Hajdukovic at the top of the key. Into the lane to Anderson. Puts it up. It's no good. Goodell gets the rebound. Tries to feed it out to Shipman. And Regis comes away with the ball. Schrader with it. Between the circles. To Klink on the right side. To Chilson. Lays it up. Puts it in. 10-point lead for Regis. 47-37. 3:20 remaining. Vikings have the ball on the right side. Get it out to Hajdukovic at the top of the key. Over to Anderson on the left side. Back over to Hajdukovic. She takes it down the right side. Tries to drive it up. Kicks it out to Shipman. Her shot is short. And Regis comes away with it. Hyman with it. Feeding it over to the left side.
Regis can use a little clock.
To Schrader. Now Hyman has it. Hyman drives it to the lane. Got her pocket picked by Goodell. Goodell stops, puts the shot up, did not go in, and coming away with it is Regis, and the Viking fans are just irate. They thought she got hammered, and I'll be honest with you, it looked like it to me. Klink with the ball, and we have a timeout called on the floor. 2:16 to go, 10-point game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
On relationships.
If you spent the summer putting off home improvement projects, don't worry, Dairy State Bank can help. Whether you're planning to add on, winterproof, or repair storm damage, we can help you with the financing. For more information, visit dairystatebank.com or give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dairy State Bank.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Back here at Colfax High School, Regis on top of the Vikings, 47-37. 2:16 remaining in the season opener for both teams. Schrader to inbound the ball for the Ramblers. She feeds it in to Hyman, who takes it between the circles. Over to the left side, but misconnected. Tried to get it to Klink, and it went out of bounds. McKenna Shipman to inbound. Regis putting on full court pressure. Goodell with it in the backcourt. Takes it across the timeline. Changes direction, takes it into the lane. Feeds it out to Anderson, high, wide, and right. Out to the center circle to Bovey. That's Jordan Bovey. To Goodell. Feeding it underneath to Hajdukovic, and she couldn't get a hold of it. Chilson gets it, feeds it down low to Schrader, who dribbles it out of trouble. Regis looking to use up clock, a minute and a half to go in the game. Chilson with it. Chilson on the left side, goes down to the baseline, puts it up, no good. We have Out of bounds, and last touch by the Vikings.
Yeah, Colfax has to make sure Chilson doesn't get here and seal that off.
They get it inbounds, and a timeout called by the Ramblers.
We got a foul.
Oh, I thought he called a 30-second timeout. Maybe not.
Number 32 on the foul.
Okay, I believe you. I was just I was looking at the coach over there, and he gave the 30-second signal. So free throw is up and good by Carly Borst. That's 5 points for her tonight. Second shot on the way, no good. Rebound, chased down by Chilson.
Colfax is going to have to foul.
And there is one. Foul's going to be on McKenna Shipman. Minute 15 to go. 48-37. Ava Hyman goes to the line, shooting 2. They're in the double bonus. First shot's no good. Second shot's on the way. That one's good. 49-37. Vikings bring the ball down the floor. Kaysen Goodell. And she dragged the pivot foot. And the ball goes back over to Regis. So Regis gets the ball in, down the floor, and quickly getting fouled that time is Ava Hyman. Problem is, Hyman doesn't miss very many. Kaysen Goodell with the foul. It's her second.
Yeah, Regis is 18 for 28 from the line tonight.
First shot's up, no good. Second shot's up, and that's good. 50-37, 13-point lead for Regis. Vikings inbound the ball, Jordan Bovey on the dribble. She gets it up across the timeline, under a minute to go. Pulls up a three-pointer, no good. Rebound, chase down, Bovey has it, gets it out to Shipman. Over to Anderson. Anderson to Goodell on the right side. She launches a three, it's no good. Rebound taken down by Regis, and we're gonna get a foul on McKenna Shipman. I believe that's her third.
Second.
Well, maybe they didn't call a foul. Maybe they said it was out of bounds off of Shipman.
No, we did. We just called it now.
Now there is, but when the ball was taken in out over here, it was not a foul. So at the line is Ashley Chilson. First shot is up and good. She's got 18 points on the night. Second shot on the way. That one's good. 52-37. Bovey with it. Gets it over to Anderson. Back to Bovey. Bovey to Goodell. We have a whistle. And a foul is being called. I think it's on Schrader. Yes, it's her third. McKenna Shipman to the line. First shot is up and nothing but net. 52-38. Second shot on the way. That one's also good. 52-39. Under 20 seconds and a whistle and a foul. That's another foul on Kaysen Goodell, number 4 on her. Annabelle Schrader at the line, shooting 2. First one's on the way, it's no good. Second shot on the way. That one's also no good. Vikings come away with a rebound. Shipman with it, takes it into the lane, lays it up, it doesn't go, but a whistle and a foul. So McKenna Shipman to go to the line with 12 seconds remaining. Fouls on Chilson, it's her third. Shipman gets a shot up, it's off the front of the iron, no good. Second shot on the way, that's also off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound chased down by Regis. And we get a foul again on Kaysen Goodell. That's going to be 5 on her. So Kaysen Goodell finishes the night with 8 points and 5 personal fouls. At the line is Ava Hyman. And Regis does some bench emptying. First free throw is up, no good. Second shot's on the way. That one's good. (53-39). Regis on top. Bovey with it with 8 seconds remaining. 4, 3. Bovey trying to find somewhere to go, and there's the buzzer. Shot's no good, and the final score: Regis Ramblers 53 and the Colfax Vikings 39. And Dan and I will be back with Viking postgame right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV is excited to once again be your host for Colfax High School Girls Basketball throughout the 2023 through 2024 season. Our next game will be on Thursday, November 16th, when the Vikings will travel to Baldwin-Woodville High School to take on the Baldwin-Woodville Blackhawks. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Vikings pregame at 6:40 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Thursday, November 16th.
I feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
You have been tuned to Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. This copyrighted production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and Colfax High School is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Post Game.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Post time for dinner.
Oh, turn it down.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Time now for Viking Post Game, with a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. And now, Viking Post Game.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, where the Vikings come up on the short end of a 53-39 score in their season opener to the Regis Ramblers. And hopefully we'll get a chance to talk with Coach Sarar as soon as she's done talking to her players in the locker room. So while we're waiting, Dan, why don't you tell us how we got to that 53-39 score?
Yeah, here's the scores for the Regis Ramblers tonight. They're led by number 33, Ashley Chilson. She had 18 points. Followed by Ava Hyman. She had 14 points. We had Emma Klink with 5. We had Carly Borst with 5. We have Annabelle Schrader with 2. We had Rowan Webster with 5. And Cara Olson with 3. For the Colfax Vikings, they're led tonight by number 40, Jeanette Hajdukovic. She had 10 points. Followed by Kason Goodell. She had 8. Autumn Nigaman and McKenna Shipman, they had 6. We had J.D. Anderson with 3. Brittany Sikora had 2. Sarah Shipman had 2. J.C. Bovey had 1. And Jordan Bovey had 1.
And that takes us to 53-39 with Regis coming out on top. One of the things I noticed, we were tied at 19 at halftime. And in the second half, Regis found a way to start making their shots, and the Vikings still struggled. Vikings scored 19 in the first half. They scored 20 in the second half. That means that they played pretty much consistently the same. But Regis put up 34 points in the second half, and that's going to be trouble.
Yeah, you know, Regis did a good job in the first half keeping Colfax out of the paint. They just couldn't find their way inside, and that created a bunch of turnovers. Now, Colfax did a good job on defense also that kept them in the game. And, you know, I think for Colfax, first game, maybe a little jitters. You know, kids are still figuring out each other this year. You know, we got kind of somewhat of a new team they got to put together, and I think they'll get it figured out. I think they had it figured out. Their offense just kind of struggled a little bit tonight.
They have to figure out what roles they're playing, and that involves some stepping up by everybody. I'll tell you what, while we wait for Coach Sarar, and we will wait for a few minutes anyway, see if she's coming up, we're going to take this quick time out on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Back here at Colfax High School, 53-39. Vikings come up short to the Regis Ramblers. Dan, one of the things we were just talking about while we were away for those announcements was that the Vikings, they only lost 2 seniors to last year's team, or from last year's team. So they have a lot of their lineup back. But the thing that they don't seem to have the floor leadership that they had last year, and some of those kids that are seniors this year have got to.
Yeah, it's first game. I'm sure it'll get figured out here, and everybody will get in the rhythm and flow of the game here and get it figured out. It was a good test. Regis is a good team, and I'm sure they'll see him later.
And lo and behold, I see coming up the bleachers here, Coach Serrar. And Coach, that was kind of a tough one to take for opening night.
Offensively, I thought, I don't know what our shooting percentage was, but I know it wasn't good. And I know that we lost the rebound battle too. So, some things to work on, and I don't think it was a bad loss. They're a good team who's going to win a lot of games this year.
And the thing that happened tonight is you're absolutely right. And this is true in every year's opening game. Boy, you get a whole bunch of stuff to find out. Practice is one thing, but now you know how you match up, and you can see things that need work, and that's what you get to do now.
Yeah, for sure. We're not going to dwell on it too much. We got Baldwin on Thursday, and like Regis, they got everybody back, so we'll have our work cut out for us again.
And I was just going to mention that, but you did have some players step up with some points that were kind of out of the norm from in the past. Kaysen put up 8. Jeanette had a nice night, put up 10 points. She was usually somewhere around 6 points a game, 10 points tonight. And she developed a little bit more movement than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I thought, a lot of people played, tough games for sure. I know we're going to have to figure out other ways to score because I'm sure teams are going to, take away McKenna. So we just have to work on some of those things, and, we're going to be fine.
Well, okay. That one's behind us now. Baldwin Woodville, they're a tough opponent as well, so it doesn't get any easier for you. And we're going to see you on Thursday over at Baldwin. Thank you for joining us, Coach, and we'll be back for the final wrap right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
How you feel on the inside is just as important to me as how you feel on the outside.
Oh, Daddy.
I'm grown up, in every way, care and take care of you. You're my grown up, and I know you're there. I'm a grown up, and you know I care. 'Cause it's you and me and me and you. So when you are okay or not okay, I'll take care of you.
Back here at Colfax High School, Rick Olson, Dan Petchow, Chris Olson, and the Vikings come up short 53-39 to the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers. Dan, your final thoughts about tonight's game?
Yeah, I thought that was a good test for Colfax. Regis is a really good team. They're going to go far this year, and Colfax hung with them. Maybe a little fatigue, a little inexperience towards the end, but I think we'll start to see more here in the next couple games what this team is going to look like.
And it's going to be in the next couple days because next one up is Thursday. So I want to remind you to join us right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Thursday as the Viking girls travel to Baldwin Woodville High School to take on the Baldwin Woodville Blackhawks. Viking pregame begins right around 6:40 p.m. with live play-by-play to follow. That's Viking girls basketball coming up on Thursday night. And join us on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2 on Tuesday, the 21st, as the Viking boys will tip off their season by hosting the Somerset Spartans. Viking pregame is going to begin at 5:15 in that game, with live play-by-play to follow. That's part one of a boys then girls doubleheader, and that's Viking boys basketball coming up on Tuesday the 21st at 5:15 p.m. Also, don't forget to start making your plans to tune in to either the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service or NLWN-TV for our Thanksgiving Gathering 2023 as we bring you the finest in Thanksgiving-themed old-time radio programs. That's Thanksgiving night beginning at 7 p.m. on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Tonight's Colfax Viking Girls Basketball game is brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital. Let doctors Austin and Nikki Pritchard and their friendly staff take care of your pet. C&K Construction, your concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley. Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. And Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So for Dan Petchow and Chris Olson, this is Rick Olson, and you've been tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. And the final score once again, Regis Ramblers 53, Vikings 32. Have a good evening.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.